Hello everyone, my name is Avani Ratan. I am a consultant clinical psychologist and a PhD scholar at University of Delhi. I am here today to help you with the topic of stress and coping. To start with, let us start with the definition of what is stress and what is a stressor. So, stress is an internal state which can be caused by physical demands on the body, such as any illness, extreme temperature, exercise, etc. Or it can be caused by an environmental and social situation which are evaluated as potentially harmful, uncontrollable, or exceeding our resources for coping. Stress is any kind of pressure that affects a person in his daily life. This effect may be healthy or unhealthy depending on his reactions to the stress factors. So, the physical, environmental, and social causes of stress are called stressors. Once encountered by a stressor, it may lead to number of physical and bodily responses. On the other hand, it can precipitate psychological responses like anxiety, hopelessness, depression, fatigue, irritability, and so on. So, any change in the environment demands some coping, but when this change or the demand exceeds certain point, it becomes distress for an individual. Now, moving on to what are considered as the origin of stress. The origin of stress can be any stressor, the presence or the absence of a factor. Example, high temperature can be a source of stress, which is a presence of a factor, and absence of a comfortable seating arrangement in office, which is absence of a factor, can also be considered as a stressor. So here, stressor could be the absence or presence of a factor. Now, there are certain life events in our course of life which can have a stressful impact on us. Loss of a dear one, financial loss, strained relationships, these are few examples of the same. So, our reaction to them and our handling of these situations decide how stressful we become. The second origin of stress could be personality. So, the response to stress depends upon various dimensions in the individual's personality, like emotional makeup, the aggression, adjustment ability, the practicality, the expectations from life, past experiences, your beliefs, the vulnerabilities, the resources, the values, the emotional stability, and so on, such as type A personality, which is characterized by hostility, haste, and aggression, is more prone to stress. Coming to the type of stressors. So there are all kind of factors that can cause stress. They range from physical illnesses to financial problems to change of work to strained relationships to loss of dear ones and to social situations. So all these stressors can be listed under the following headings. The first is the emotional stressor, which includes the fear and the anxieties which we struggle. What will happen in the future? What if I lose my job? What about my child's future? What if I fall ill? Excessive aggression, hostility, sadness, hopelessness, irritability, and mood fluctuations are some examples of emotional stressor. Coming to the family stressor, changing relationships in family structure can be a source of stress. So, strained relationships with blood related relatives, children, parents, these can be stressful. So, having a newborn adolescent or aging parent or grandparents may lead to stress for some. Coming to social stressors, interaction with others in the society can involve the social stress for some. So, dealing with the neighbors, the friends, relatives. This can cause stress to few. Any drastic change in the position of an individual in the society can also lead to social stress. Then comes work stressor. So, work stressor includes workplace, occupation, work pressure, job responsibility that is leading to work related stress. So, jobs which have greater job responsibilities, deadlines to complete, and excessive supervision and output linked rewards, odd working hours, these are more likely to lead to work stress. Coming to the decision stressor, taking decisions can also become a stressful act for some. So, rational decisions depend on our ability to predict the consequences of our actions. And the decision about vocation is one of the most difficult decisions. This can become stressor for parents and their children, and decision stress on the job is also increasing in today's time. Many jobs carry too much responsibility with only little authority. So, as a result of this, individuals experience role ambiguity and conflicting job demands. Now, coming to commuting stressor. So, many people spend lots of their energy, time, and money in commuting long distances to work. They may drive rash to reach on time and drive in rush hours and ultimately suffer physical exhaustion. So, for them, commuting itself becomes more tiring than the job and they may suffer with commuting stress. Coming to physical stressor. So, physical stressors are demands that change the state of our body. Physical stressor can be the strain that we feel when we physically overextend ourselves, we fail to get enough sleep, there's a lack of diet, or we suffer an injury. Pregnancy is another example of physical stress. Then there may be aches and pains of new and old injuries, accidents or diseases. These are also pain stressors. So, chronic pains result in decrease of both physical and social activities, leading to isolation and inactivity. Now, coming to environmental stressor. So, physical conditions of environment can sometimes be very stressful. A noisy environment, dim lit, suffocated room, old and dirty furniture, uncomfortable sitting. These are all the examples of environmental stressor. Now we shall be discussing the models of stress. The first one is the fight or flight response. So, Cannon initially termed stress as the emergency response and further elaborated that stress had its source in fighting the emotions. So, Cannon put forth the fight or flight response with regard to stress. So, according to Cannon, stress is an outcome of an environmental demand that was external, which led to an imbalance in the natural steady state of an individual. He further stated that the body encompasses natural defense mechanisms that play a role in maintaining the homeostasis or the natural steady state of an individual. So, Cannon was also interested in sympathetic nervous system activation in an individual when in a stressful situation. So, when an individual faces a situation that is threatening, he or she will either get ready to fight the threat or may flight or run away from the situation. So, the individual will experience certain physiological changes that gets him ready to fight or take the flight. So, these physiological changes, these include sweating, dry mouth, tensed muscles, etc. There is also an increase in the blood pressure and the pulse rate. So, besides, the breathing may also become rapid and pupils may widen. So, at the moment, the individual's body will transfer the energy from the body systems that are not required to respond to the situation to the body systems that are required to function in order to respond to the situation in hand. So, the stimulation of the sympathetic nervous system and the endocrine system takes place. For instance, if a person suddenly comes across a snake, his response would either be of fight or flight. And in this case, his body will prepare the person for this situation. So there is a disequilibrium that disturbs the homeostasis of the body. So once the situation is over and there are no more challenges or threats, the body will go back to the normal and the homeostasis would be again restored. The fight and the flight response is advantageous as it helps to deal instantly with the situation. In a long run, experience of stress in this manner can have negative impact on the bodily and the affective functioning of a person. So here we can understand the fight or the flight response, how a threatening situation then activates the hypothalamus, further the sympathetic nervous system and the endocrine system. Here the adrenaline gland is in place, here the pituitary. After that, the catecholamine is released, leading to increased pulse rate, blood pressure, and rapid breathing, which are the physiological responses. And here the corticosteroid is released, leading to the increased energy which is required for the fight and the flight mode. The fight or the flight model has also been at the receiving end of criticism, as individual differences may exist in the way people respond to the threatful situations. For instance, gender difference may exist in the blood pressure changes which are experienced due to stress. Further, women may in fact not display a fight or flight response but may display tend and befriend response that was described by Taylor as a response to stress. So, that involves seeking social support during such situations. That was the first model of stress.